All right, let's watch my screen right here. Let me reshare it. You guys can see my screen. I'm gonna rock and roll. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. This week's been great. Hasn't been extremely easy, but we're still able to navigate and get some profits, you know. For those that have the tools you see on the screen, or inside the mastermind, what this is meant for is kind of just a recap of why we took some of the things that we did today, why I specifically called out some of the trades that I called out and took, and how I ended up the day up $700 on the future side. So in the end, though, you'll never be successful if you're not consistent, if you're not using proper risk management, and you don't trade the plan, right, or a plan. The purpose of this is to show you, like I said, on this specific system, just Swing Master Pro and the Profit Pivots AI, and when you combine them together, the trading gets very simplified. We don't win every single trade, but we're very good at what we do if you follow the plan, right? So I'm going to run this through, like I said, why we did some of the things that we did, and we're going to start right here. If you want to catch this live and you want to see my face, it's streaming live on YouTube right now as well. If you are streaming on YouTube, do me a favor, or watching it, just comment in the comments where you're watching this from. I want to see how far across the world we make it. So, all right, first chart right here. Where the first stars at? You guys can see on my screen. This is ES, right? I day trade futures. I day trade stock options. I swing trade stock options and shares, and I invest in shares and crypto coins. I believe, for me, day trading for my job, swing trading to help grow my account, and then using the profits of both to funnel into long-term shares, I believe that's true generational wealth over time. The reason I do that is because when I day trade, I don't have to put all my eggs into one basket and just stick to day trading, and then be either win or lose. You know, what the reason I say that is because sometimes on the day trading side, you may have a bad day or a day that you don't really make money. But if you're trading only one vehicle, you feel pressured to make a certain dollar amount. And when you have multiple, or when you're diverse within the market, different techniques, you may have 2 or 3 techniques, right? Day trading, the Profit Pivot to Swing Master Pro could be good today, and a swing trade we take might not be as good. Then you come in and the next day, the swing trades might be grand slams, and the day trading might be lackluster. But then when both of them are playing out perfectly, that's when you really get the account boost, right? So that's just my take on it. That's why I swing trade and day trade. So I don't have to rely on one specific thing to come in. But when you are starting out, you really need to focus on one thing, right? With that being said, cheers. Got the iced coffee rolling, and we're going to rock it. So right here where the star's at, what happens is we have pivots, right? There's pivots way up here. There's a pivot line here. There's a pivot line here. There's a pivot line here. I need a candle to touch one of the pivots and close. And depending on the color, that is my determining factor of where I'm looking to take the trade, right? So with that being said, coming into the market, the candles are green. They turned red. Now they're green, right? This first bar right there hit the pivot, came back up, closed right here. So what did I say? I'm taking a pivot trade right here on ES. First trade went from 69.55.50 up here to 69.58. That's 3 ES points. That is $150 for every 1 ES contract that you take right there, right? And if you got in a little bit aggressive right before, which you could have, was a good signal, you would have got in at 55 by itself. So you would have got almost nine, or it went up to 59. So you would have got 4 ES points. If you would have been more conservative, the Grand Slam, there's 3.75. So you could have made almost $200, but I'm just saying 150. Could you have made $100 on that trade, or 150? Absolutely. What happens is when I get a certain movement on any specific trade, I'm not manually moving my entries and stops, because it goes into like an automatic trail, right? And that's the power of taking these trades. Now I'm a little bit quicker on the 2-minute chart, but I understand how I trade. So then the candles are green, this candle's red. Now I'm looking for a breakdown. Guess what? Never happens. The next candle turns green. I'm looking for a breakout. Guess what? Never happens. The next candle then flips back to being red. These are all 2-minute bars. So I'm sitting on the sidelines now, 2, 4, 6 minutes. Then I said, well, if we break down underneath this level for a short, guess what? It got me in right here, came back up. This is my stop loss right there. Now check it out. 48, my stop out was 56. That means I was willing to lose $400 on this trade. I think she's here. To make 400 bucks. And if you measure your entry to your stop out, you'd want to hold the trade to about right there, right? Or once you get a certain movement like I do, this thing happened so quick, it put me in a trail stop, stopped me out of the trade, and guess what? We good. We good. It was a great winning trade on that right there. Guess what? You just got 2 winning trades in the first 15 minutes of the market. You don't need to trade anymore. Why? Because think of it like this. Could you have got 100 to 100 or 150 bucks, 100 bucks on that first trade easily? Yup. The second trade, you could have easily got 200 bucks on this move. 200 plus 100, that is $300. If you focus and make a measly 300 bucks a day, that is almost 6 figures at the end of the year. So my goal is to get you 1 or 2 winning trades in the first 30 to 45 minutes of the day and go walk away. Why? Because that's very disciplined, right? Now, if you want to keep on trading, right, the candles go from green. You have a breakout right there, which I don't like it on this big bar, but that's just me. If you did take it, you could have taken the long here. Here was your stop out. Up there's your take profit. If you took that trade, that's a good qualified setup. I didn't call that one out because I said I don't like how big the bar is. But then this red bar right here, right, turned red. Here's a short trade. And then guess what? There's an easy 2 points right there on the future side. Then the candles turn green. If you took the breakout right there, you would have got stopped out for a loss. And then you would have taken a breakdown. There's a winner. Then this green bar up here, that's big. I take the next one. There's another winner. So if you took every single trade in the first 30 minutes, you would have generated, right, 1, 2, 3, 3 and 1, 4. You'd had 5 wins and 1 loss. The problem why someone may fail is because after you get your first and second trade and they're winners, when you take the second, third, and fourth trade, the second the trade goes 1 or 2 points in your favor, go back to break even. Go back to break even. Don't risk anything more. But as you can see, my 2 trades that we called out right there in the first section of the day was good on ES. Now come to this star right here. This is NQ futures. This was the grand slam right here. This was the bada bing, bada boom setup, right? And what happened is the candles are red, right? I called an aggressive short right there because the candle's red. It touched a pivot, and right here was the short at 773, right? And in the first 2 minutes, it went down to 733. So that right there is 40 NQ points in your favor. You don't need any more. You don't need any more after that. If you would have capitalized on that one trade right there, you could have been done for the day. Why? Because if we're in this to make money and make profits, and we got our 1 or 2 winning trades in the first 30 minutes, let alone the first 5 minutes, why would you want to jeopardize making anything more? Especially if you're newer, growing a smaller account. Now, this is just my opinions, but that's what I recommend the new folks, right? Now, if you don't like this bar because it's too big, this next bar, we did call this trade out right there. If you did miss that, here's your stop out. Here's your take profit. Boom. Guess what? There on this trade was enough to give you 721 down here to 7 or 677. That's almost 50 NQ points right there. That's another winner, right? Then if you missed that one, here's another little bar. Boom. There's another one. Now this big bar, you technically had another breakdown right there, but I don't like those big bars. So then we reset. I called a breakdown right here on NQ on this trade, and guess what? 641, and it went down here to, that's basically 40 NQ points. But here, let me show you a little secret. If your stop out's here and your take profits here, right, be okay taking profits right there, protecting yourself, because that's 20 NQ points. I have a order set up. Once my trade moves 10 NQ points in my favor, it protects me. But that's also why my win rate is 90+% on the day trading side. My goal is to get green, stay green, and go enjoy the day. So NQ and ES, the NQ was a grand slam. Nobody should have lost any money on NQ today. I'm trading that. ES, if you waited and took this one trade right there, this one right there, yep, you would have taken a loss, but that means you missed all those other ones. So what happens is when you're waiting for this bar to close, right? And we close, you want to get your order set and place it right here. So when it does break it, right, you're already in the trade. And that's how you stay in the moment, but with a plan. The last ES, or I'm sorry, the ES, the last futures chart where this star's at is CL, right? We had a pivot break right here on CL. We took the trade. It only moved 5 cents, and I took a break even on this trade. But guess what? I didn't lose. So therefore, that's still a win because you didn't take a loss, right? Now we have other techniques and other vehicles that we do use that we called out a short trade right there, and it paid out and hit target. But I'm not showing you that trading vehicle right now. I'm just showing you one simple pattern that you can utilize on stock options and futures to pay out over and over and over again. Now, coming in here to Tesla, right here where the star's at in the circle. In pre-market, what color is our candle? It's red. See this candle right here? It hit the pivot and came back down. I called a breakdown on Tesla right here. In 5 minutes, this thing moved from 427 down here to 424.34. But guess what? If you took this trade and you saw it go up 35, 40% and you didn't take profits, my question for you would be, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for a price to come all the way down here to make 1,000%? The problem with day trading is if you focus on the singles and doubles, 10, 20, 30%, right? Then and you go risk free, that right there is what's going to grow your account over time. Don't focus on, well, if I want to make $300 today, I need to get 51, 52, 53. I need to get 6 ES points in one trade. No, you could take 2 trades and get 2 points or 3 points, and guess what? Now your goals are hit, and that's how simple and easy it can be once you have a different perspective of the market itself. Now we got that first trade on Tesla. A lot of people was done. Then we had this huge tail right there. Price came up, hit 1, 2, 3 pivots, called a breakout right there. A lot of people took that trade and they secured profits up here at this pivot. So there was 2 winning trades on Tesla that you could have been happy with. Now guess what? Do we win every single trade? No, because ES gave us a loss. But we stay consistent. We trade the plan. And over time, that's what pays out. So the last trade I called out, which was the Grand Slammer for me, right, is I called out this SPX Lotto trade. The candles are red, right? And I took a breakdown right here. And guess what? In 10 minutes, this thing went from 69.08 down here to 68.99, right? Almost 10 points in less than 10 minutes. That was enough to generate me $700 on 4 contracts. So what happens is, and the power of this, we call it the lotto because this AI lotto low, we want to use this to generate our put strike. We got loaded up to 68.70s this morning, I believe, and or very close to it because our AI software tells us these contracts have a high probability to give us 50 to 100% ROI. But if I go up 41%, I'm still going risk free. If I go up 39%, it's pretty close to 50. I'm still going risk free, meaning I'm not willing to take a loss on that specific trade. All right. So on this trade, we took the puts right here, and we're on a 16-day win streak on this strategy. Guess what? We shaking and baking. We all happy. Now, since we're on SPX, I'm going to go to SPY. And that's my day trading recap. If you don't day trade and you swing trade and you're watching this still, I'll show you a real powerful technique. It's the same exact system, same pattern, right? Or a different pattern, but it's still the same tools. So check this out. We'll go real quick on it, right? And I'm going to put it right here. Real simple, the pattern. If you have a green candle, green arrow, we have people that come back to the market at the last 30 minutes. They check their stock. And if we have this in the last 30 minutes, we take calls. We buy 4 weeks of expiration time. Price pushes up. Guess what? You good. But this is the problem. You don't get trades every day. You typically get about 2 a month on average, but I'm going to show you the power of this, right? So you have a green candle, green arrow. If we move $2 on the share side or more, that's 15 to 20% ROI, typically, sometimes 25%. On a 4-week contract expiration, but sometimes it moves more than that, or a lot more than that. Like this one ended up moving like 6 to, or let's see, this one went from 40 up here to 48. That went 8 points. That right there is enough to get over 50% ROI. But if we undercut it and have a stop loss of a measly 30%, and say we take profits at 25% on all these, we know that we can hit 25% if we get that $2 to $3 share price move each time, right? Do we win every single trade? No, we don't. So check it out. Here, there's 1 winner. There's 2 winners. There's 3 winners. Oh, there's a loser. There's 4 winners. There's 5 winners. There's 6 winners. 7 winners. 8 winners. 9 winners. 10 winners. 11 winners. Oh, another loser. 11 and 2. 12 and 2. 13 and 2. This one went $2 exactly, but we'll just count it as a loss. 13 and 3. 14 and 3, 15 and 3. So we have 15 winners and 3 losers. Check this out. If you have 15 winners divided by 18 total trades, because 15 and 3 is 18 total trades, that's an 83% win rate. And that is on average. We started this out at July 9th, and is actually January 8th right now. So exactly 6 months of trading, you had 19 trades. So you average about 3 a month on this specific thing, right? You don't get trades every day, but you get a couple a month, and they're very powerful. Now, of those 15 trades, say you got a measly 25%, you're making 375% ROI. But remember those 3 losers, right, of 30%, right? So 30, 60, 90 minus 90, guess what? That's 285%. If you used leverage a measly $1,000 on every single one of these trades, right? That means that your $1,000 is now worth, right, $3,850. That's not bad. Now the next cycle, you could leverage a little bit more money, and you progress it. But this is the thing. This is just one stock. You could watch 2, 3, or 4 and give you an average of 5, 6 trades a month. Get what I'm saying? Oh, bless me. I felt a sneeze coming. Anyway, what I'm getting at is when you swing trade with the plan, just like when you day trade, it's simplified if you can follow that. All right? If you can follow that. So we're going to erase all this. And that's just one technique we have inside of our group, right? The last thing I'm going to show you before I give you your day back is simply how we invest. We go to the weekly time frame. And since everybody's saying Bitcoin's going to zero, GBTC, we're on the weekly time frame, right? Let's check it out. This one is like, I call this the real estate method. Why? Because here's a good setup. Here, right, since July of 2020 till now is 5 years, right? Here's a buy, here's another buy, here's another buy, and here's another buy. You have a measly $1,000. You put all $1,000 in right here, and it's at like 10, or we'll say, where's that? It's at 12. We'll say 15. So at $30, right? At $30 right here, that's 2K. At 45, that's 3. At 60, right? That's 4. That's 4K. Guess what? When you run your 1K into this and it turns into 2K, sell out, let 1K ride, and then bring 1K back to the pot. Now you got 1K on the side. Why? Because your account never grows unless you take profits. All right? Then this 1K goes up to where the 3K was originally. It's now back at 2K. Sell out. Now you got 2K up here while 1K rides. Then it keeps pushing up. There, your 1K turns into 2K again. Sell out. You still got 1K in the market, but now we have 3K on the pot. In less than 1 year, we just grown our account from $1,000 to $4,000, right? Then the market falls, and we have another buy. Out of this 3K, we take $1,000. Now we have 2K in the pot. We kept 1K in the market, so now we have 2K total. If we bought it down here and there, our new average is right here, right about $20. And when it goes up here to 45, your 2K is worth 4K. Sell out, let 1K ride, bring 3K back. Now we got $5,000 in the market. Then crypto's going to zero. Oh, no, no, no. And then guess what? We get another strategic buy. So now if we buy 1K and our last average was here, we put 1K in. We now have a total of 2K, 4 or 5K turns into 4K. Guess what? Our average comes up a little bit to, we'll say, $20, right? At $40 right here, it's 4K, right? At $60, it's 6K. You know what I'm about to tell you. When your 2K turns to 4, sell out, let 1K ride, bring 3K back. Now we have 7K, right? Now we have 7K. Then your 1K up here turns into 2K, sell out again. Now you're bringing back another 1K. Now we have 8K. Then crypto's falling. Oh, crypto's going to zero again. Then we get another smart buy. You put another 1,000 in. So now you cash this out. We have 7K, and now we got 2K in the market. Or even if you wanted to put another 1,000 in, let's just go to 6K, and now we got 3,000 in the market. Well, if our last buy was here, and we dumped 3K, and it's going to come up a little bit higher at 40. But guess what? Up here at 60, right? If our average is at 40, up here at 80, our 3K is worth 6K, right? And guess what I'm about to tell you? Sell out, bring 5K back. Now we got $11,000, and we still got 1K in the market. Then as price continues to push up, way up here to all but $100. Now your 1K is about 2K. Sell out. You have 1K rocking, bring 1K back. Now you have 12K. Guess what happened in the matter of 5 years, right? Our $1,000 turned into $13,000 just trading one symbol. Now, this doesn't happen for everything, but now you have the opportunity to invest in Google for free, Apple for free, Microsoft for free, Waste Management for free, any of those companies that pay dividends, right? And that's how we do it. Or you could be the team HODL, HODL, Honey, Bunny, whatever you want to call it, and you can trade it this way right here, just like everybody else does. It's not my way. You're still going to be very happy, but I'll outperform you, putting just a little bit more work into it and being more strategic and direct. And check this out. You put 1K in the market right here. 1K, it goes up to what? What I have 20 bucks. It goes up to 3K, 2K, 3K. You're losing money, $750. Back up here to 3K. Back down to 2K. Back to 4K, 3K, 5K, 3K, or 4K, 4K. Your $1,000 is worth $4,000. That's a great investment. You just turned $1,000. You just grown your account 300%. I grown my account 1,200%. And that's strategic buying with a plan over and over and over again. And that's what I like to call smart investing. And that's what I call my real estate method. Does everybody see that? Anyway, with that being said, if anybody has any questions, just comment in the comments. If you want to day trade with us, just comment in the comments below. If you want to swing trade, put a comment down there as well. Let me know what you want to start with. I'd love to help you out. And we're going to keep rocking it. So with that being said, you guys have a blessed one. Catch me on the next one. Beast Mode out.